I calculated that we lost to Marquette at 5 o'clock last Monday, and with the hour jump ahead on Sunday, it was 168 hours, exactly 1 week till the selection show, and it was an excruciatingly long week as a coach. I'm sure it was as a player. And then so after 168 hours, then we had to wait. That 35 or 40 minutes seemed like it was about equivalent to that. But the elation that you feel when that name goes up and when you don't know it's going to come up is unmatched. And we had that feeling several years ago. We had that feeling last year, but we kind of knew we were going to be in there. So tribute to these guys and underclassmen, and just it's really hard to get to the NCAA tournament. So we're not going to take it for granted. This week I just said to the team it's the best week that you can have as a player or a coach, and not just when you step on the floor for that first game in an NCAA tournament game or an NCAA tournament venue, but the whole week of preparation. You're just your senses are heightened. You just feel different, and so I'm happy that our entire team gets to experience that, and our university, and there's a lot of people responsible for getting us to this point, but you can't feel any better than when your name comes up and you're not sure it's coming up.
Sid, will you talk just briefly from the player's perspective?
I mean, it was just really exciting. It was kind of a tough year. I mean, there was the highs and the lows, and I think we kind of experienced a lot of both. And just kind of not knowing, it was just a very different feeling from last year, where we kind of had a feeling that we were going to be in, and just waiting till the possible last second to find out that we were in was just an amazing feeling to just feel with your teammates. It was awesome.
Open the floor for questions.
Yes, Glenn, it's the third time you've gotten in that large bid since you've been the head coach of this program. When you design like tough schedules, try to push your team, try to obviously get quality wins, but try to like test your team and make sure they're, for this day to come, that they're ready for it, I guess. What goes into the planning, and why do you think you've been able to get 3 at-large bids in your tenure as head coach? Do you feel that you're confident on that?
Well, I was a philosophy major, and when I took philosophy of sport, I always remember that excellence is it's part you and it's part your opponent. And so if you don't give enough value to how good your opponent is, your opportunity for excellence shrinks. So the greater your opponents, the greater your opportunity for excellence. I've always believed that. I will continue to believe that. And then the second part of that is we're fortunate that we have teams in this region who are good, who want to play us. Drake, Northern Iowa, South Dakota State. Those schools, once we left the Valley, and as good as South Dakota and South Dakota State have become, are great RPI games for us. And they're hungry for games too, because nobody wants to play them. So we've managed to put together a nice little circuit of games against teams that are really, those teams that I mentioned are all really good teams, and those help our RPI. And then you usually throw in a tournament. Nebraska obviously had a great year, and that helped us. But we'll continue to schedule that way. But I think we're also fortunate from a geography standpoint that there are a lot of good programs who want to play us, because there are schools from power conferences that don't want to play us. But you know what? They don't want to play Drake, and they don't want to play South Dakota State, and they don't want to play South Dakota. So we get to play them.
Is that why you got in?
What's that?
Is that why you got in? Straight to schedule?
I believe so, yeah. I mean, our non-con strength of schedule was 12, and we won 6 out of the 10. So if you look at, I believe that what maybe separated us from the other teams was the consistency that we had. We had a non-conference RPI in the top 40. We had a total RPI in the top 50. So if you look at some of the teams who maybe had a better resume in the non-con or a better resume in their conference than us, I think there were teams that did that. But I think if you look at consistently, we weren't great out of league, and we weren't great in league, but we were good in both. And I think that, to me, that means you're a good team. And the attempt to schedule in a way where you can kind of validate your case both in the non-conference and in the conference, I think is important.
Jim, talk about your seeding in the opening round matchup.
Who are we playing? Oh, just kidding. We have a great relationship with the Iowa staff, and we've scrimmaged them every year for the last 7 or 8 years. So it's a program with whom we're really familiar. They have a tremendous post player. Megan Gustafson is one of the best players, not just post players. She's one of the best players in the country. Led the country in scoring. Was in the top 5 in rebounding. So we got to look at her in our scrimmage. And they're they had some injuries. They're not a deep team, but they can score the ball. They really they go up and down for a team that doesn't have a lot of depth. But we'll have plenty of opportunity to kind of get familiar with where they are now versus where they were in October. But it's everybody's good. It's a good team, but we're a good team, and like I said, our players know them pretty well, and I think we'll know them as a staff, and we'll get our players a little bit more familiar.
Just
And-
for the players that want to address this, what was the feeling when you saw your name pop up? Like, what goes through your mind? Can you even remember what you did? Like, what was that moment like?
Start with Bailey.
For me, it was just something that was like unexplainable. Last year, like what Sydney said, we kind of knew that we were going to be in, so this was completely different for us, but it was super exciting. For us, it was really nerve-wracking because they skipped the region that we anticipated us being in, and so we were just a little on edge, but then once we knew that seed was coming up, we got super excited, and it was really a great experience to enjoy it with all the people that we love around us. So.
I think when we saw Oklahoma and Minnesota get picked, we were definitely getting a little bit nervous, kind of looking around. But I don't know, I think it's just you see your name up there and you think about all the work that we've put in since, for us up here the last 4 years, and it's just an incredible feeling to be able to finish out our career like this.
Yeah, because I think there were 8. You guys were one of the 8. Was that a good thing to find out? I don't know. What did you, as players, think to know that you were one of the last 4 teams in, or first 4 out?
I think we all have been keeping track over the past week or two with the tournaments updating and stuff. So I think we all pretty much knew that's how it was going to be and just had to wait it out.
This is what in terms of legacy, in terms of what you guys, this group leaves this program. I know there's more to do, but what do you think you've established here and continued on and built in terms of tradition here?
Yeah, I hope that we've kind of just shown that it's more about the team aspect of things, and that we're just a huge family here, and that we all care about each other. And I hope that this year we've shown that how kind of like what we just expect for the culture in the years to come.
What was it like in the locker room after Marquette? I imagine you guys were disappointed you didn't get to win the biggest tournament, but there's the other part of it in the back of your mind was, did we do enough to earn that large bid? You knew that was kind of a big weekend for you. What was the mood like in the locker room after that game?
I would say initially it was obviously sad because we knew that we could hang with them. We had beat them once throughout the season, so it was really something that we did believe stepping on the court that we could do. But deep down, like once we had talked about it, we knew that we would have a postseason of some sort. So we just knew that we kind of had to wait it out and just kind of keep our hopes high and just really stick together as a team and just wait and see what happened.
Flan, what does this do for in terms of validation for your program, doing things the right way, not just scheduling, but everything in terms of getting the nod, being one of the top 64 teams?
Yeah, well, first of all, I want to credit our team and my staff who does an awesome job, but Creighton and the athletic department. I think when you're sitting in a lounge that was made for our sport and for volleyball, and the facility upgrade. I've been here a long time. The facility upgrades and the ability to recruit and retain better and better players and great people is tremendous. And so and then being in the Big East obviously makes that, it's a circular thing. We're able to upgrade because we're in the Big East, but we need to upgrade because we need to be even better because we're in the Big East. But I think when you think about what RAS has done, and all of our administration all the way up through their president in terms of commitment to our sport, to women's sports over the last several years, and so there's the validation is it takes a lot of people to get to where you feel like you can be an NCAA tournament team on a consistent basis, and I feel like we're closer to that than we've ever been, based on the league that we're in, and the resources that we're given, not just the facilities that we have, but we had a situation where we weren't going to be able to get to Providence on a commercial flight because of the weather, and our administration stepped up and at the last minute gave us 2 8-seaters, so we had to leave some people. We left Glenn home, which was great. But and then we won that game in double overtime. So imagine if we would have had to get there a different way. But we're probably not here if we don't win that game, and we probably don't win that game if we had to get there by train or bus or whatever. So it's a collective effort.
Sydney, we talked early in the season, throughout the season, that you kind of always felt this was an NCAA tournament team, despite all that you guys lost from last year's group. Why did you feel that way about this group, that you felt like there wasn't going to be a step down despite the roster turnover that you sustained?
I feel like everyone was just very confident coming into this year that we could be a good team, and I think everyone believed in each other. And I truly believe that we played as an entire team this year. It wasn't individual basketball. It was all about just getting the win in the end, and I'm just really proud of what we've accomplished this year.
Having your experience, the players that you did last year, you went in a game and going up and being in that environment, would that help this year? And do you think you can go out there and be one of those road teams that wins on another team's home floor? I mean, you got to get past the first one, obviously. You know what I mean?
I mean, I think our coaches do an incredible job of prepping us for every single team that we play. And, we play Saturday, is it, right? So we have plenty of time to prep for Iowa. And all you got to do is bring your scout and bring your toughness on the road. And I think that's definitely something that we can do.
Flan, I was just going to ask you, the way you guys found out, one of the last teams, the last bragging, how much were you sweating it out, and were you a fan of that whole debatable 8 thing?
I was not a fan of the debatable 8. It only added stress, I feel like, and I felt like it was a little bit of just an attention grab based on. I think we moved our show to Monday because we didn't want to go head to head with the men. So I think it really probably didn't resonate with anybody other than the teams that were in that situation, and so I don't know really what the point of it is. I can overlook it now, but yeah, it was tense. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I thought my son was going to cry because he gets really emotional, and I felt like it was going to be hard to get the tears away from him if we didn't get in. And so yeah, it was tense. I felt, my personal opinion, I felt like we were of the 8 teams. I felt like 2 of them I felt pretty sure were going to get in, maybe ahead of us. I felt like 2 of them were behind us more clearly. And maybe a third one maybe behind us. So I really felt like it was maybe 3 for 2. And, and when Oklahoma went up, I think I felt like it was 2 for 1. And so I'm glad we were the one.
And what was that feeling when you saw Creighton pop up on the screen?
I don't know. Somebody else want to answer that? Kylie? Huh?
It was pretty amazing. I'm known as not getting very emotional, and I teared up a little bit. I don't know. I think it's just honestly one of the greatest feelings ever to experience something like that with the people that you love, and we all love each other so much.
I guess my as an Iowa kid, getting to play the Hawkeyes in your final NCAA tournament of your college career, is there something kind of extra special about that?
Well, Mackenzie Meyer was my high school teammate and is going to be a long-term best friend. So that's definitely pretty neat that we'll be seeing each other on the floor. Grew up watching Iowa all the time, so I think it's going to be something special, and I'm really excited about it.